Episode 4, playing as Germany. In today's episode, we're going to have a naval battle to start things off. So as we're loading on in, hopefully you guys like the sound of that. And if you do, I'd really appreciate it if you could leave the video a like and subscribe if you're new. Alrighty, our first naval battle of the series. We've managed to take Reims, the city, and thereby getting the coastal port under our control. We did have to kick out the navy that was garrisoning in the port, and thankfully the German flag fleet and the dreadnoughts have intercepted the French. So I'm not gonna lie to you guys, and I'm gonna full on admit that I'm not the best at naval battles, just due to I haven't got the practice, but I think this is the tactic that most people use, and I've found the best benefits in doing so. So I think what you do is you grab all your best ships and you group them up into a singular line, and then what you do, if you've got the numbers and the firepower, you sail on forward at the enemy opposition and then just try and wrap around and then eventually encircle them and make like this, essentially like a huge sort of cylinder thing going. We might as well start a secondary line as well. The only problem is we don't want to just congest the seas with our own ships and the enemy, so we might have to keep that right hand side a little bit just further there to the right. But the war's going well. The Central Powers, I would say, they have the balance of power in our favour. In the last episode, the Italians did join the war, which is going to complicate things. Hopefully, Austria-Hungary can stand, but they are currently surrounded by Italian, Russian, and Balkan forces. Sorry. The Balkans aren't really a problem at the moment. The Baltic isn't really a problem at the moment, as we're sort of up there in East Prussia with a full stack. We're going on the Eastern Offensive now, and obviously in the West we've managed to take Paris and bring it into the fold. Now, I do believe that ships are hard-coded in the Great War mod, so you will see sails and stuff here from time to time. I actually don't think it's too bad what they've done. They've essentially like painted the ships like a steely and hard looking color. It just looks a little bit weird when you see these 18th century flag ships and sails. But we'll just speed things up as we look forward. Oh, heroic death. Did he get sniped? Oh, he's getting targeted because he's at the front. I could have sworn I put him at the back. That's annoying. Because I think technically he's probably the flagship, eh? Oh, I swear I put him at the back. I guess it put him at the front and prioritized him when I grouped him again. That's annoying. Okay, but we actually might have an opportunity here if the fleet is quick enough. We do outnumber them ship to ship, as the German fleet might be able to cut on through here. If we can cut off those four, that might be a huge advantage for the German Navy, as we are fiercely fighting and battling in the British Channel. If we can destroy the French fleet, we might be able to start putting some pressure on the British, battling and fighting and contesting for those supply nodes, because I haven't even bothered investing in my navy nor in continental trade, just due to their doctrine of smashing anything that comes in their territorial waters. And we're just simply outnumbered on the open sea as well. Combine that with Russian and French fleet forces, it's just not worth the investment. We're better off just focusing on our land army, which obviously Prussia, I think even to extent now, we have obviously spent the most of our GDP and money on a standing land army. We rarely go into naval investment. Obviously things did change slightly with the deployment of the U-boat historically, which we might have to do. But so far, this is what we want to try and do. We want to make our way around here, then to start wrapping around and encircling. We might even start encircling here as well. The wind isn't very in our favour though as well. It doesn't seem to be the most clearest day on the high seas. Windy, cold, and a bit desolate. as there might be a ramming opportunity here, potentially. But if we can get them to wrap around, that's what we want. To encircle them, and then you start hitting them from all sides. But unfortunately, we might have lost the Admiral if we're not careful. Okay, and we'll just try and swing around there. They're wavering on the other side. Against these four, they seem to be holding a lot better. But if we're successful here today, we're going to be able to destroy a crucial French fleet. And then we've got our land forces as well, trying to make a play for Normandy, Brittany, and the coastal territory in northern France. I'm so happy in Napoleon that there's just more territory that you can conquer in Napoleon. In Empire, I always felt it underwhelming that conquering, like, I always felt it underwhelming conquering France because it was just like only a couple provinces. At least in Napoleon, it's some sort of investment, because they went from like having 2 regions in Empire to, what is it, like 6, 7 now, in and around France. But so far we're trading back and forth there. Not doing too bad. We will win this fight, but it's only just the amount of losses. Oh, that's annoying that the general was the first one to get taken out. He just got bowed, which is annoying. Oh, there goes a French ship there, and the French are full on wavering now. So yeah, just making a big U, I think, and encircling is the play. I might give out some attack orders now to make things a little bit more precise, as the column has been collapsed. But we might be able to capture some of the enemy ships here, ones that don't sit at the bottom of the channel. But there we go, that looks a bit better. There is a little bit of bugging of the sails, but that looks alright. That doesn't look too bad. From my understanding, the ships are the ones that are the hardest coded and one of the most difficult to mod, even more so than the tanks. But not too bad for our first test battle. We only lost 1, they lost 1, but we destroyed the entire fleet mostly. So we did outnumber them 4-1, and we well deserved the victory. The French fleet sits at the end, so now we've got a new general here, I guess. Or maybe, wait, I thought he got taken out. Maybe he's immortal, I don't know. What was that? I swear he got taken out. Anyway, after that fight, we will have to watch out for the British fleet, I imagine. The independence of Ireland has been called for. Okay. Interesting event. Right, back over in Eastern Prussia. The Russians are still mounting on the pressure in and around Königsberg, but this time around they haven't actually committed a full stack. We've littered the field with Russian boys, and I still want to try and make an advance, but we just keep on intercepting so many of their military forces and apparatus. The U-28 sea monster. I've never heard about this, really? That's quite funny. What a picture as well. Very quite invoking. Oh, might need to look at that a bit more. Alright, back over on the Western Front. We currently have 4 full stacks in the vicinity of Paris. An army has moved up here. We've got a full stack here with Alexander von Kluck. He is going to push into Caen. We can't demand the surrender of the French forces, but we outnumber them 95-5, and we're going to be able to occupy Normandy. Is under German control. And then what we want to try and do is letter those entire northern beaches with barbed wire. That's what we want. That is a tech and a deployable thing at one point, I guess. The Crown Prince Wilhelm is going to march out to help us out. to get rid of that French force looking to retake Paris, but nothing too difficult. A clear-cut auto-resolve. That's 6-7 French full stacks. I wouldn't imagine that they have much more in the south now, as the centre and northern France has fallen. Oh! And Innsbruck has fallen as well to Italy. Oh, that's not good. They're in striking range of Bavaria as we look to make an advancement. Oh, we've also got the super heavy siege Howitzer battery. The first one being deployed in the east. Tech-wise as well, we've managed to essentially acquire the two French universities of Orleans and Liege as well. And we're still a little way from getting gas warfare and light tanks and a couple others. So we will be able to look to the mid-game equipment soon. We're starting to get a little bit of a taste and a tease of it with that huge howitzer. A rebellion in France again for a this is the second or third time I've lost count. The amount of rebellions we have, we just keep on putting them down. Oh, they're so huge in this mod. Ah, it's so annoying. It's a challenge. Alright. So we're going to continue on the offensive now in Brittany. Alexander von Kluck with the Iron Cross there and with the Black Eagle trait is just really decimating and destroying the small northern France garrisons. Alright, nothing too crazy here in Brittany. We all need to keep an eye on how we tax the populace as well. We don't want to be too harsh, but we also want to try and make money at the end of the day. Oh, look at this. A small French reactionary force has actually tried to seize Paris. Yeah, we're going to win this one. Dude, the amount of French forces we've melted away, my god. It's just turning into a little bit of a grind at the moment. Alright, back over in the east, we've actually gone on the offensive. Maximilian is getting in range to potentially take and siege Vilnius in Lithuania. Just looking at the rivers there, is that really is that the geography of Lithuania in real life? I'm not going to lie, I've never been to Lithuania. I don't know what the geography of Lithuania is at all. Mostly forest, I would imagine. But is it like an island there like that? If that's true, obviously you can't. You know what? You always have to take Total War and Hearts of Iron 4 geography with a pinch of salt. I know that firsthand because Tasmania is a bit iffy where I'm from. Like the capital is on like the other side of the map of the state where it actually is. But yeah, that actually is not too bad of a defensible position if it is an island there. As we look to press our claim into the Baltic. And we're just going to try and run down the last of the small French rebellion here. Finish off the last of the, well, the well-named La Resistance. Dude, they are really just going for it. They're just trying to take out as many Germans as they can. I'm always open to demand surrender and letting captives go, but yeah, they're coming for us big time. Oh, good. And I think we're actually getting to a point where we're not going to have any more rebellions. Is that how you get rid of public order problems in this game? You just have to kill the resistance, I guess. I guess, I don't fucking know. I guess it makes sense. Because it seems to be working. To be fair, I'd be pissed off if I lost my capital as well. Got to give it to the French. They made it quite hard for us to fight and conquer and take it. And now they're making it even that much harder to hold the city. But France will fall. Alright, well, they do have a little bit of a garrison here in Lithuania. They're just defending so much territory. Like, I think what we'll do is we'll get this army to hold the bridge. I do want to try and get those howitzers in, that's the thing. Or... That's interesting. Because that drew out that garrison. Well, that's good. We've probably just weakened that. We've made it easier to push on into Lithuania if we want anyway. Send the general out just to run them down completely. Oh, well, that's the garrison gone then. Well, can we get anyone in here? Oh, just out of range, I think. That's annoying. We might have to play that one anyway, you never know. Alright, where's my... Oh god, we got a bunch of researchers now. I'm just looking to put my reconnaissance plane just a little bit closer to Minsk in Belarus. Just so we can get line of sight and see. And this should be the last of... third, fourth? I don't even know. The third and final French rebellion in Paris, hopefully. Okay. Alexander von Kluck is pushing down to Bordeaux to try and claim Aquitaine, with probably the best operating German army on the Western Front. We've got two armies here in central France. We're going to make sure to try and go into pincer move to try and take Marseille and Toulouse, and then that's it. The French only have 3 settlements on the mainland. 1 province, probably, technically. Just getting our reconnaissance plane to give us some vital intel. But we already know they got nothing, really. Okay. Back over here in Lithuania, we're going to be able to take our first piece of Russian territory, hopefully. Only a small garrison inside, and we can liberate Lithuania. Bring them to be a country in 1915. But we're not. We're going to have to keep an eye on this army once it turns winter, but this is the most defensible position. We don't want reinforcements coming from Latvia. We could do with another general. 4-star, 3-star. Oh! August von Mackensen. Is he available? Oh god, we need to get him in. Hang on, I'm going to stop some construction. Some poor peasants are going to lose vital infrastructure. There we go. Normandy's going to lose the access to the train. Yeah, how have we not got him in? Oh, maybe you unlock him. Oh, he's awesome. He's an awesome general. Obviously famed for the Prussian Wars. Okay, so we've got a battle down here in Aquitaine. Another easy order resolve. Do our chevrons. And our artillery is working absolute wonders. Look at that. We're losing minuscule forces as well. And it's mostly infantry, you would imagine. As Bordeaux, the crucial port here in Aquitaine, is about to fall under German control and hands. It's only a matter of time now before France officially falls. A trade agreement with the Kingdom of Spain. That'll be good. If we could get Franco and, well, the fascists in a bit early. The sleeping sickness. Oh my god. Oh, it's terrifying. I might have to do some more research on some of these events, because I don't know too much about them. There was the sea monster one, which looked interesting. Dude, they are still attacking Paris. They must have like an AI waypoint set to it, because they are constantly trying to like full on send it into Paris. And another French army litters the field out in the suburbs of France, of Paris. Alright, so Alexander is currently besieging out Toulouse, as we can continue our conquest of southern France. Still continuing upon the fantastic initiative we took earlier in the campaign. Only a couple more French forces left. Oh, they've actually besieged me there in East Prussia. That's annoying. We're still holding out in Lithuania, and we can actually officially take the city now. But I did have to send an army back to East Prussia, because it looked like it was going to get pushed. But back in Prussia, yeah. Maybe there's just like waypoints that naturally occur. Oh, we might actually have to play this one. I don't trust that order as well. Yeah, we'll play this one against the Russians. I kind of feel like we should play a land battle anyway. That's a little bit different. That kind of needs to be played. Last thing I want is to lose Maximilian. And it's a snow battle as well. We have had a battle in today's video. It was the Naval Battle. But we haven't had an open field battle. Also, we can test out some of the new deployables as well that we've got. We do have access now to some barricades. And then eventually as well, I think each unit, I think some can like deploy like different barricades. Like what can deploy? Not all of them can deploy that. So we'll go with something like this, say. Yeah. Now, this isn't the main army with Max here. Our main Eastern Front army is with August von Mackensen, who is now the Supreme Commander on the Eastern Front. So now we've got 2 full stacks over here. Let's deal with the Russians. Yeah, so here's a barricade there. That looks quite cool. And then we've got our little deployable here. It's a shame we couldn't have them earlier on to essentially be our trenches, but it was a tech that we didn't research quick enough. But yeah, just look at the balance of power. It's actually in, oh my god, the Russians' favor. But also their army is heavily depleted from moving on through the snow. I imagine they've got some sort of resistance to winter attrition, you would imagine. They probably have better equipment and clothes than us Germans fighting in Russia, you'd think. Alright, let's move up and advance. We overwhelmingly outnumber them on the infantry offensive. So let's push on over. But it's cool to be playing in the snow. Nice little contrast in fighting to the rainy and sometimes miserable boggy fields of France, deep in the trenches. Now we're fighting in the cold, wet north against the Ruskies. Alright. And they're moving up their mortars there. So we want to try and stop them from getting closer, as we're getting some really decent bombardment on over here. And it looks like there's a bunch of poltergeists possessing the mortars there as they skid across, not being controlled by a man. Oh my god. But they're probably just going to get absolutely eviscerated as they're moving up. And yep, they're fully capitulated. They're like gone. They're straight up gone. Alright, let's advance. And we'll get in range of the Russian infantry. The Germans can try and take it out. Still bombarding with artillery support. So we've gone from the field cannon to the siege cannon. And we haven't quite yet got to showing off the superior heavies, but I can't wait to see how they go in action. But so far, we've taken one piece of territory on the east. We've taken out the general there. And we're just trying to take out as many Ruskies as we can. It's just so hard fighting on 2 fronts. Like, we just don't have the money for it. But now we're getting to a stage where we do have more available funds in the war chest. And we can start investing in these crucial areas. Because at the moment, looking at the western eastern theatre, we have what? We started off with 6 full stacks in the west. Now we're hovering around about 5. We started off with 1 in the east. Now we've got 2. So we are slowly putting more funds and assets here, but we will need to, because we want to try and claim as many of that Russian territory as well. We're still going on our major victory conditions of trying to win the First World War. And we do have to take a lot of key victory conditions, mostly in Russia, Britain and France. The thing is, we've still yet to conquer and fully claim Russia and France. I haven't even thought about the Italian situation just yet, as they threat my territory in Bavaria. We might even need to open up a third front there in the Alpine region, while additionally maybe dealing with Britain. They also have Gibraltar, and the French do have an island off the mainland as well we might have to take. Okay, so we've got a little bit of cash. We can put some of that into infrastructure, getting better quality railroads. We have railroads mostly in France and in East Prussia on the borders, but back in Central, not so much. Alright, we're going to start making plans to besiege Mosse with Alexander von Kluck. Oh, is he just out of range, is he? No one can go in and kick things off? Oh, that's just unfortunate, I think. It looked like he was sieging, though, technically. We've got another army coming down to support. And then, I believe they have Sardinia and Corsica still. You can move north here. We've got, potentially the Netherlands to strike. I'm actually going to send my navy to Corsica, because it's under French control. There are some British and French naval assets there we're going to keep an eye on, but we could actually send the navy and an army to Gibraltar. Maybe occupying the strait could be a play, as we're going to be closer to that region than Britain, and we've got pretty good relations with Spain itself, getting trade with them. August is now in the field, and we probably can show off those super heavies soon. But we want to try and take some more Russian territory now that France is nearly fully under German control. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed episode 4. Stay tuned for episode 5 coming out tomorrow, coming out soon. Still thoroughly enjoying this German campaign. And let me know in the comments, feedback and suggestions, of course. Let me know what other campaigns you would like me to do on the Great War mod. Definitely open to be playing as Britain again for a second time. Maybe Russia, Italy or France. I think we work through the major belligerents, and then we might do some of the minor factions like the Ottomans and Spain. I think the Ottomans are a minor faction in this because you just don't have access to their huge, vast Eastern Empire just due to the map constraints of Napoleon. But anyway, guys, take care, and I'm going to play the outro now and say thank you to this month's patrons and channel members. Unfortunately, it's time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Check out my social media links in the description below if you want to stay connected with me. I also want to say thank you to this month's patrons and channel members: Victor K, Sebastian C, Jordan K, Caesar L, Brian S, Tao, Lion B, Kyle P, Tom C, and White P. My name has been Simpzy. Much love from Australia. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.